Hey guys! So today is a chat about perfumes that I have finished up or that I'm passing on. So I have 4 scents. 2 of them are full size and 2 of them are sample size. We'll start with the full sizes. First of all, I'd like to introduce this little classic gem. This is one of my attempts to like yellow florals, which are usually just something I cannot digest. I cannot process it. I do not have a very good reaction in terms of fragrances, in terms of yellow flowers. It's just not my thing. I just don't like them. It seems like it's very rare that I enjoy a yellow flower. This was one of my attempts to like a yellow flower because I don't want to be limited. I want my flowers to be equally treated by my nose. I want to have more options. I want to enjoy all the flowers, not just certain types. So this is a Wish Je Reviens Eau de Cologne. This is a very interesting little guy. It's very, very classic. It's been released, I believe, in the 40s or the 50s, perhaps, for the first time. Right now, according to the bottle, it's manufactured by Lalique. And the bottle itself is very vintage. It's really not very expensive looking. It's kind of cheap looking. Not my favorite bottle of all times. However, the kicker comes when you actually open the bottle, because it's a dabber, it's not a spray, which also is a minus in my book, but I can take a good dabber, you know. If it's a fantastic fragrance, I don't mind. If it's like a pure parfum formulation, I don't mind. I'll dab. It's okay. I can do it. So this little guy, it was a spicy yellow floral, but very light and very easy. It's an easy light yellow floral, which is why I was able to actually use up the whole thing, although it was not even close to being a big hit with me. What it settles down in is a little bit more worrisome for me. It's a bit unsettling. The yellow florals go into that yellow floral territory that I don't like and end up somewhat spicy, but a little bit stale. Which is usually what deters me, because I like the initial burst and then it turns a bit stale. Spent a little too long in the basement somewhere, rotting a little bit or spoiling. The spiciness is not very annoying. I do like spicy perfumes, but this is the floral, yellow floral spiciness that is quite distinct from the actual spices that I adore. So it's a bit off to me. But I don't know how much of it is just the construction of the perfume and how much of it is just personal preference, the fact that I don't like yellow florals. So I don't take on the role of a judge in this case. I will not repurchase it. I'm glad I familiarized myself with such a classic. Look up the history of Je Reviens by Wish. It's worth a read. My attempt at liking yellow florals failed here. Next yellow floral again that I really wanted to like and I really worked on liking. As you can see, I only have about maybe a third of the bottle left, maybe a little bit more than a third. This is Narcisse by Chloe. Now, what can I say about this fragrance? This is not the spicy yellow floral that I don't like. It's something entirely different. Look at the bottle, it's quite cute. It's a nice glass bottle with a plastic matte cap, which I don't mind. I usually dislike plastic caps, but this is okay to me. It has this beautiful green bright chartreuse nozzle. Now, also cute. The whole effect does look like a Narcisse. It's really quite adorable. Now, why am I going to get rid of this much perfume if I already put a huge effort into trying to use it? Is because it's just too much work and I would rather not, basically. This is an exceptionally sweet floral, but not sweet in a gourmand, or it's sweet from the pollen. It's sweet from the honey. It's very drippy sweet. It's a bit rotten sweet. To me, it's a bit nauseating, but of course not everybody's going to have the same reaction, so I'll try to isolate what it is that I smell exactly. It's not really fruity. It's really, really floral fragrance. There's this Narcisse that is extremely prominent. If you like Narcisse in perfume, go sniff this out because this is most of what I smell. There are other flowers too, but they're nondescript. Maybe there's a little bit of something sweet, like an amber there, I think. There is nothing green, refreshing, or crisp about this guy, which I would have liked to smell here. I think it would have made it better for me. It's very, very sticky. If you like that, that could be a plus. It's very persistent. The sillage on this is medium to more than medium. Not quite powerful, but decent. And the lasting power is actually very good. This is tenacious. I avoided wearing it anywhere close to my face just because I couldn't take it. This is a very, very, very tenacious fragrance. If you're after lasting power and you like the smell of Narcisse and really sweet florals, then I would suggest you go and sniff it out because it could be your thing, it could be your jam. For me though, I'll find somebody who wants it, or I will just, you know, throw it out. I'm not really sure what to do with it. Next two are quite a lot more interesting. These guys were vintage, very vintage, a little bit less vintage, but still quite vintage. Yellow florals. Next two are going to be gourmands. First one I'd like to discuss is Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. I had a trial size little roller ball of it, and I do understand what the hype is all about. Point number one. Point number two, no, I'm not going to purchase a full bottle. I don't believe for me it is full bottle worthy. But I will explain what I smell, and I will explain why I think it's actually a decent scent to check out. So in general, the bottle is a black glittery bottle of Opium. I was a little bit insulted that they called this fragrance an Opium flanker because it has absolutely nothing to do with the original scent. I really wish companies would stop making solo standalone scents that have nothing to do with another version from, you know, the 70s. I really don't think that it has anything to do with Opium, and I think Yves Saint Laurent should be ashamed of trying to cash in on Opium's fame by putting in the lineup a fragrance that is absolutely not even close, nothing at all to do with Opium whatsoever. So this Black Opium, let's just say it's a different fragrance. Forget that it's an Opium. It really shouldn't be there. And I feel a little bit sad that they just played that business card there and not without any regard for respect of perfumery. If you're going to make a flanker, make it related to the original fragrance somehow. If it's an absolutely different scent, something completely new, with no resemblance whatsoever, please just name it something else. Maybe you can start a new line and Black Opium could be something else, you know. Anyway, that's my little rant about the name and the flanker status of Black Opium. But let's get to the bottle. The bottle is also not my cup of tea. The black glitter is not something I really like. However, it can be appealing. It's sparkly, it's fun. It has the original Opium bottle, which is very beautiful. It looks like a flask, but really it's the original design was made to resemble those oriental boxes, like little boxes. Anyway, the scent. The scent is really what it's all about, regardless of the rest of the frills associated with it. This scent got me a ton of compliments. I was very surprised at how likable it was for other people. People that didn't know me, like a barman who served us our cappuccinos, like, you know, just random people on the street sometimes would ask me, I'm sorry to bother you, but I would really like to know what you're wearing because I really like it. This is a floral. For sure there are flowers here, however, mostly it is really somewhat a sticky, sweet scent. Now, there are a couple of facets to this fragrance. It does have a bit of a floral facet. It does have this like patchouli, caramel, vanilla, amber chord that is overplayed in my opinion, but it is represented very well here, very well made. The same accord you can find in C by Giorgio Armani, you can find in La Vie est Belle by Lancôme. So it's like a very popular base here. It does have a bit of a sort of men's cologne feel to it a little bit, which freshens it up very nicely, makes it a bit less one-dimensional, less just, oh, this is a sweet scent. Creates another facet to it, a little bit more daring, a little bit more interesting, a little bit something to think about. It fluctuates between these aspects. And then my favorite part of this fragrance is the fact that it does have a very distinct scent of black coffee beans, slightly burnt black coffee beans. I have to say it's quite very pleasing, and that's the interesting part of this fragrance that is worthy of consideration for sure. This whole composition is masterfully done. Definitely very good quality fragrance. Whatever, if you don't like sweet fragrances, of course don't go for it. It's not my cup of tea, but I definitely recognize that it's very well made. It does have this point of interest that is worthwhile. Go sniff it out and see what you think. Next one is one that I will seek out and eventually buy, not at this very moment, but very soon. And this is Thierry Mugler Angel Eau de Toilette. So, original Angel Eau de Parfum is something I've been loving for years, something I've had for many years, something I've enjoyed. I have a refillable bottle. It's not once and not twice that it's been emptied. And then I go to my Angel Fountain of Youth and replenish my reserves. So the original Angel is a very binary perfume. There is a significant amount of population that will hate Angel, will have difficulty being around people wearing Angel, will have a visceral gut vomiting reaction to it. They'll get nauseous, and a lot of people develop headache. On the other hand, Angel is a magical concoction of fairies and witches that is just perfumer's dream. It's so complex, it's so interesting, it's so personal, yet it's so accessible, and it's such a gem. Very, very classic, very gourmand, but really not that gourmand. It's powdery, but not powdery. It's green, but not green. It's chocolatey, but not that chocolatey. It's all things to all people. And yes, it is very powerful, and it'll hit you in the face. On some people, it opens up with a gorgeous bouquet of various, just an explosion of, like a fun fair, an explosion of fun. And I'm lucky enough that it opens pretty nicely on me. However, I smelled it on other people, including my mom, and on them, unfortunately, it opens as a stale, musty patchouli that needs to go home and die. So it's really, it's a magical perfume, but it's only magical if it'll sing its magic for you. And if you like that sort of perfumes, and if you don't have a headache trigger with that sort of scent. So lots of stars need to align for you to like Angel, which is why it is not universally loved, but it is loved by a large amount of people. Now, that was the Eau de Parfum. Let's talk about the Eau de Toilette. This guy came in a sample, and I was convinced that there's nothing like the original Angel, so it's not worth my time to investigate the Eau de Toilette. However, I was wrong. Eau de Toilette is an entirely different fragrance altogether. It has nothing to do with no, I should say that. It's an entirely different fragrance altogether, yes, but it is genetically related to Angel for sure. You can smell both in both of them. The DNA strands, the amino acids are in place. They are very related, but they're not anywhere similar enough to justify not buying one. And, it's okay to have both, I think, because they're not that similar. So if the original Angel is this explosion of such a variety of notes, a lot of them are, for me, patchouli, dark chocolate, some orris root, some moss, some It's a concoction, but patchouli and dark chocolate are really the two most prominent notes to my nose. This guy has very, very cleaned up patchouli, not the same patchouli that is an Angel, although it does create the same dusty kind of feeling that I love. And it has beautiful red berries. All of it is gourmand, yes, but it is not quite edible. The berries are juicy, but not dripping with sweet sugary syrup. It's not spread, you know. It's not preserves. There are perfumes that I even own that do smell like preserves of various berries. This one is not one of them. These are more like forest berries, but not, you know, not just picked fresh. There's this wonderful clean patchouli, much cleaner than that of the original Angel. There is some kind of a musky undertone to it. There's a hum of other flowers. There is a hum of something very sweet, vanilla-y in the background, but not sugary, just vanilla-y, very dry background. Very lovely. I would recommend to go sniff both, you know, sniff Angel Eau de Parfum and Angel Eau de Toilette and see what you think. I came to the conclusion after trying 2 of these little samples that I want both. I am greedy and I want both. They're both beautiful. They're really not very similar. And I would really encourage you, if original Angel Eau de Parfum is really not something you can take, try the Eau de Toilette. This is not the same fragrance. You have a chance to have an Angel in your life, and this could be it. So that's it for today. Have a good day, and enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.